Hi, I'm Blaselda Eval with Plan Pilot, and joining me today is Taylor Booth, a Chicago-based managing director for MassMutual. Thank you for being here, Taylor.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. Before we start, can you tell us a little about yourself and what you do for MassMutual?
Of course. My name is Taylor Booth. I am the managing director for institutional business here in Chicago for MassMutual. So what that really means is I am in the marketplace. I bring educational resources and tools to sponsors and to advisors in the Chicagoland area to help them make strategic choices about their 403B plan, 401k plan, pension. Those choices really impact two things. One is helping the employees make decisions and plans to be able to retire on their own terms, and then helping the organization or the plan sponsor make decisions that can benefit the institution.
One of those analytical educational tools for plan sponsors is viability. Let's delve a little more into this. Can you tell us what viability is and how a sponsor might use it?
Viability really looks at the unintended costs of a defined contribution, like a 403B or a 401k plan. Here's what I mean by that. When we look at a pension plan, every employer is very aware of the costs of that plan. We've got a funding target that has to be hit every year, and then we've got premiums that have to be paid every year. So when we flip and we look at a defined contribution plan, many sponsors and many advisors make the mistake of thinking the cost there is the 1 to 2 basis point delta between record keepers or perhaps a share class change. There's actually a much bigger cost that's embedded in an organization's financial statement, and that is the cost of an unprepared workforce. So that's exactly what this report is doing, is looking at what are those costs year over year, and then taking it even a step further, we can tie it directly to the healthcare costs of the organization.
You mentioned healthcare costs. So can this be used for more than just a 401k or beyond the scope of retirement plans?
Sponsors can certainly use this information just for awareness with their retirement plan. It can always be used to mitigate that cost that exists there, but we can actually go beyond that. So when we look at the health of a retirement plan or even the health of an organization, we typically say 2/3 of that is plan design. So we can certainly look at it anytime the plan design is tweaked. In addition to that, the other third is really accounted for things like pre-retirement planning or maybe social media campaigns with the younger people in the population. So it's really kind of marrying those two, the plan design and then the piece where we look at the actual employees, and then over time tracking that progress.
How often should an employer look at reporting like this?
Great question. So typically we suggest at least once a year, just ongoing that information should be tracked. But certainly anytime there are plan design changes, you should take a look at what that plan design change is doing. Most importantly, mission critical is working with an advisor team that has a lot of experience and a deep knowledge bench with working on this cost and actually driving results with employees.
So what is the reaction that you typically receive when you run this report for an organization the first time?
Generally speaking, the first time an employer looks at this report, it can be jarring. Most of the time the reaction we get is, I always knew this cost was there, but I didn't know how much it was, or I've never seen it in dollars and cents. So it is sort of an eye-opening experience. The first time we run this report for an employer, we only ask for a few pieces of data. So that's census information that you could pull from any record-keeping website. So that's things like date of birth, account balance, deferral rate. So the first time we run it, we're just running it with those few pieces of data. As we get to know each other, we'll ask for more information, and our predictability on impact increases dramatically with the more data we pull in.
Let's talk about cost. How much is it to run this report?
One of our core decision-making pillars at MassMutual is, does this help Americans retire on their own terms? We know that this data is mission critical to employers controlling their costs and to making strategic choices that benefit their employees. So we do not charge for this type of reporting. And as I mentioned, it really is only a few pieces of data pulled from any record-keeping website, and generally our turnaround is about a week on pulling the report together.
Wow, this sounds like a very powerful tool for plan sponsors. Thank you so much for sharing this valuable information and being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
If you would like to learn more about viability or how we can help, we encourage you to contact us today. Thank you for watching.